Good morning, Glow Girls. You know it's time for another car video. I am on my way to a networking meeting this morning. This is one I've never been to, so I have high expectations for it. But today I wanted to share with you something that's just been kind of on my mind the last week or so. I get a lot of people telling me that they want to be just like me. They want to be like me when they grow up. They want to be successful like me. They want to, have the kinds of experiences I've had with Jamberry. And so I wanted to just kind of give you a warning or a little tutorial. Not really how to be like me, because you are your own person and you bring your own things to the table, your own experiences. You have your own voice. Nobody sees the world through your lens, and nobody can relate to people with your voice. And so I guess the first thing I want to tell you is just to embrace that, and whatever your voice and your perspective is, to own that. You don't have to be somebody else. You just need to be the very best you that you can possibly be, and that's what I strive for. So in doing that, whenever a trial comes my way, I just have to look at that as, how can I let this make me the best that I can possibly be? And sometimes it's easier said than done. Sometimes it takes weeks or months or years. It just depends on what exactly the crisis is. So, you know, whenever somebody says that they want to be like me, I take that as a compliment. But the way to be like me is to be the very best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And so, you know, when something happens to you, for instance, a hostess calls and says, I just can't get anybody to come to the party, and I just am going to cancel it because I don't want to waste your time. You can choose to chide yourself for not doing a better job of hostess coaching, or you can choose to blame her for not doing a very good job of being a hostess. You could choose to blame the weather. All of those things just take your time and your focus and your attention, excuse me, away from where it could be more positively used. I use a little app called Meditation Reminder, or Meditate Today. And yesterday's meditation prompt was to pay no attention to those who have not kept their word, and not to let it matter what they did or did not do. And as I meditated on that, just pondered that for 4 minutes, which my husband said was impossible. He said you can't think about one thing for 4 minutes. But as I did, I just kind of unpacked that and really thought about the phrase at the beginning, to pay no attention. And that really got me thinking about how our attention is a precious commodity. And, I've shared with you guys before, what you focus on expands, to choose the positive. But this really just hit me in a new way, that your attention is a valuable commodity. You can't do anything to regain that. So if you spend your attention on negative things, then your attention has been wasted. If you spend your attention on positive things, then your attention has been multiplied. So I know that's kind of a she, foo, foo, woo, woo in the sky kind of thought, but it really does have lots of practical applications. So back to our scenario about the hostess who canceled. You can choose right there in that moment to say, you know what? Even if it's just you and me, I've set this time aside for you, and it's not wasted time. And you can choose to go ahead and go to that party. What does that do for your hostess? That makes her feel special. It helps her feel off the hook if she has done a bad job of inviting people. It gives you an opportunity to spend one-on-one time with somebody who is interested in your business, interested in the party plan model, interested in our product. You never know what you're going to find out when you spend one-on-one time with that person. Maybe she needs the Jamberry opportunity. Maybe she is really suffering from some depression or anxiety about being new in her neighborhood. You just never know. So you may not get a financial gain from that, hour and a half or 2 hours that you spend at her house, but you have no idea what kind of world gain you're going to get out of that. So you could, choose to go ahead and go to the party. You never know. She might call a few people and say, gosh, she's still coming. Why don't you, can you come over? You just never know. So this is kind of a thing called reframing. You take what seems to be a negative and you reframe it in a positive light. My friend Lori and I call this BS. Everything has a bright side. And so you just have to look for the BS in everything. So my encouragement to you today, just to recap, is to be the very best you can possibly be. Choose how you spend your attention. Choose wisely. And reframe everything in a positive light, because everything is a win if you choose for it to be. So I love you, Glow Girls. I'm glad that you're along this journey with me, and I can't wait to hear your stories of how this Jamberry journey has changed your life, both in personal development and in financial gain. Love you.